I've been involved in the e-commerce industry either by running my own e-commerce brand or now working over 500 brands under my Google Ads agency Euro Marketing since 2017. And one thing I can tell you is the strategies that used to work before no longer work as we go into 2025. And it's super crucial that you know exactly how to scale your e-commerce brand the right way, regardless of what ad platform you end up using. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly how you can scale your e-commerce store as a whole going into 2025 and keep it at a level of profitability which you want. But before we go into any of that, let's first understand the state of e-commerce. Now, it's no secret that right now it's the most competitive it has ever been. I mean, I still remember when I started back in 2017, e-commerce, to be honest, was a piece of cake. All you had to do was run some Facebook ads. You didn't even have to put too much of an effort into your creatives, and it would basically start selling. It was almost impossible to go unprofitable back in 2017 with Google Ads. However, if you end up doing that now, not only are you going to end up losing a bunch of money via these ad platforms, but you might also end up getting suspended forever. So it's really not an ideal approach anymore, simply because there's so much competition right now in the market. That doesn't mean that you cannot still come in and be profitable and really scale to the next level. But what has made it more difficult is the new policies which these ad platforms have put in place. Doesn't matter again if you're using Facebook, TikTok, Google, policy violations are a very big thing now. And if you go even slightly against these policies, if you do even one small thing that's wrong, what's going to happen is your entire ad account is going to suffer. And if it doesn't end up getting suspended, what will happen is your products will end up having a low ad rank. They might have a low quality score and struggle to scale as a result. And this is all happening because customers, along with the ad platforms, are becoming very intelligent. Your fake timers, your fake trust badges, your fake promos, all of these customers can look right through, and they understand when the brand is being authentic versus when a brand is not being authentic. So market saturation is really only a big problem for those brands which are not authentic, which are not really taking the customer's best interest into their mind. Because yes, the true way to scale into 2025 is to understand your customer to the core and understand what they exactly want. And the best way to do this is by doing market research. Now, talking about specifically Google Ads, market research is all about keywords. What are the things that are trending right now in terms of keywords, in terms of what people want to see, in terms of the creatives, etc. These are the things you need to be looking into, and you need to be researching within to understand what your brand should focus your ad strategy around, because this is going to directly lead you to scaling into the foundations, because foundational improvement is basically what drives any ad strategy, any ad account itself forward. If your foundation is weak, your brand is going to struggle to scale, period. And in terms of the foundation, with Google Ads at least, it's all about the product feed. How is your product image getting perceived in front of your ideal customer? Does it have high perceived value or does it have low perceived value? What does your product title convey? Is it conveying some type of emotion which makes people want to buy right now? Or is it just giving them some basic information and some technical details which they don't really care about? All these things, including what you do in the back end, like the promotions, Google Merchant Center reviews, prices even, they determine how strong your foundation is. And if your foundation is not strong enough in this situation, what's going to happen is that you start to scale, as you start to add more campaigns on top of your Google Ads account, it's going to start to fluctuate heavily. This is where you see a lot of brands where one day they're doing $5,000 in revenue, next day barely $200 in revenue, and they're left scratching their heads wondering what went wrong. Well, the reality is the foundation is not able to support this scale you have in terms of daily spend, in terms of the campaign. So foundational improvement is the number one key here. And this is something we're doing right now as we go into 2025 for a lot of the brands we handle under my agency, Euro Marketing, which, by the way, if you run a brand doing $1 million a year and you need extra help scaling to the very next level with Google Ads, go on to my website at euromarketing.com and schedule a free call with me, and let's see if we can potentially work together and make that happen. But along with the foundation, you need to understand that the days of using just one ad platform are long gone, especially if you want to scale your brand long term into 2025, 26, 27, etc. You don't want to be running a Facebook ads brand. You don't want to be running a Google Ads brand, because this means you don't have control over your brand. Doesn't matter how much revenue you do per month. You need more control, and one of the easiest ways to add control is by expansion. Expanding to multiple different campaign types, expanding to multiple different ad placements even, such as Facebook, TikTok, Google. This is going to lead you to much more consistency. It's going to lead you to much more stability, which is exactly what we are after. When you have this level of stability on an ad account level, on an ad platform level, level, that's when Google Ads shines the most as well. I've seen this happen time and time again, where a Google Ads account is struggling heavily, a brand starts using Facebook ads, TikTok ads, and Google starts retargeting some of these sales. Now, retargeting is going to ramp up a little bit of the return on ad spend for Google, the revenue as well. But the most important thing is these retargeting sales and brand search sales will eventually give the Google Ads account enough data to start running on its own, to start understanding what the perfect customer is for your brand, so it can go after cold traffic in a similar manner. That's the main goal here. It's not just about using Google Ads as a backup ad placement where it's just doing retargeting and whatnot. It's about getting enough data in the ad account so that it supports cold traffic scale on its own. Because again, Google Ads is a search-based platform. It's not like Facebook or TikTok where you can force your ad in front of people. But basically, what you want to understand on the long-term level in 2025 is the brands which take care of their customers, which talk to their customers in the voice and the creatives and the colors that they want to see and they want to hear from. Those are the brands which are going to scale the most, especially those which put customer satisfaction as the number one priority and everything else as secondary. You want your customers satisfied the most, and the brands that don't focus on customer acquisition, they're more focused on just getting that sale, just getting that revenue up. Those are the brands which are going to struggle the most going into 2025. So if you want to scale your brand long term, quit focusing on just the numbers, quit focusing on just the revenue, and really focus on the entire approach as a whole and expand to multiple platforms when you can, so you have more stability within your business. But again, if you run a brand doing $1 million a year, you need extra help scaling your brand to the next level, go on to my website at yourmarketing.com, schedule a free call with me, and let's see if we can potentially work together and make that happen.